All right, got it. I must train even more.
I must continue to
Da hat sich das
train.
vorherige Ausrüsten ja hat sich das richtig gelohnt.
Well, no surprise there.
I need to keep getting better. A matter of course.
I grew.
Das Niveau, was ich mit Witzen runtergezogen habe, mit Skill wieder ausgeglichen.
How'd you like that, huh?
That was tough, but I think we did it.
I didn't expect you to be able to hold your ground so fiercely, children. Now I understand how Ragnar and must have felt after facing your kind.
Wer? Agriff? Das ist der wahre Name von Eidos? Wie schaffen die es, den Namen genauso Oha, Hauptsache Farbe oder dasselbe. Dass ich das Niveau runtergezogen habe, ja, das ist mir klar. Ich frage mich, wie die da diese hinkriegen, nur warum?
Huh? I know of the ancient dragon, but the other name... It sounds similar to that of the Steel Maiden's divine knight.
It is a name that has passed from this world into oblivion. But back to the matter at hand. You have all passed the trials set before you. As for what comes next, you had best brace yourselves.
Okay, ich dachte schon, jetzt kommt noch ein Kampf.
The spectral moon mirror. It's...
Boah, bitte.
I'll guide us through. Everyone
Komm mal,
get
zeig
ready.
mir die ganzen... Zeig mir diese...
What is this?
The fragments of the past preserved in the Black Records. A reality even I have yet to see.
Komm, zeig mir die ganzen...
Do not avert your eyes. This is the
Komm,
truth.
zeig mir alles, was wir in Fragmenten gesehen haben, jetzt am laufenden Stück mit Kontext, bitte. Dann werden wir auch erfahren, ob Dreichels noch lebt.
Damn it. Why?
Okay, wir fangen bei denen an, okay.
How could the boss just leave us like this?
He told us to take care of Fee. He must have been prepared for this. The boss dragged Baldur the war god straight down to Gehenna with him. I'm sure he's happy about that. And yet...
What a shame. It would seem I failed to make it in time.
Ach so, ja.
You.
Ain't you that guy from the workshop?
Why, yes. Oh, I do hope our S-weapons are serving you well. I have a certain proposal that you might find of interest. And as it so happens, everything we need to execute it can be found nearby. If all goes well, it may be possible to bring your boss back to life.
What was that?
Now you're just talking crazy.
Very well. I cannot fault your suspicion. Perhaps the Red Constellation would be interested in having their leader back instead. There is, after all, only room for one in this deal. Congratulations on completing your trial. I trust you understand your situation, Rutger Clausel.
Yeah, let me see if I got this straight. I get to pilot Zector, one of the fragments of the Great Power. Which means, somehow or another, I ended up being the chosen sap. But not by old Palatinate over there, per se. You set me up, didn't you?
Oh, and what makes you say that?
Don't play dumb. I know you've been giving weapons to both us and the Red Constellation. Wouldn't be any of my business ordinarily, but when I fought Baldur, I realized something strange was going on. We duked it out for 3 days and 3 nights straight. Guys gotta wonder how that's even possible. And on top of that, this big thing just happened to be sleeping right next to where we died. I can't even remember why we chose that place for our final showdown, but it's obvious to me now. You've been the one pulling the strings behind our backs this whole time.
Relinquish it to me. It belongs to me. Your soul, your entire being.
Oh.
You never do tire of this, do you? You are the embodiment of delusion. Repulsive, without a single shred of dignity, unlike Valimar.
Compared to me, the Ashen Knight is nothing more than scrap metal. Accept it. You, with the heart of a lion, deserve better. You alone deserve to pilot me.
Dreichels?
Damn. The Argent One comes, but it matters not. You shall never escape my grasp. No matter where you flee, your weary soul will never find refuge.
Dreichels, what was that just now?
It's been an age and a half, Lianne. You haven't changed at all from when I last saw you. No, if anything, you're more beautiful than ever.
Your flattery won't work on me. I assume you heard what became of me from Rose?
Indeed. She told me of your revival, and how you'd left Erebonia in secret. What a heartless woman you are. We promised to grow old together, yet you've left me here to grow old on my own.
Even so, my thoughts have always been with you. You and Evelyn's children have grown up splendidly. Your bloodline will surely be blessed with many descendants. I regret that I could not have given you the same. Nevertheless, I am truly happy for you.
Lianne.
Now please, tell me, what was that earlier? That horrible darkness hanging over you? How long has it been haunting you? And why?
My name is Georg. I never had a surname.
Da cuttet ihr oft, seriously?
But the chief told me to pick one, so I took out the G from Gnome and went with that.
Ja, das war halt vielleicht nicht das Schlauste, um deine Identität zu verdecken, George.
The idea of having GG as my initials sounded silly to me. Repetitive. That's really all there is to it. When I left the workshop, my real memories were replaced with fake ones. Not that it was so bad. It was as if I'd become a character in a story.
Hate to break it to you. Du bist ein Charakter in einer Story.
I played my role, going to school, making friends, unaware that I'd been regularly reporting back to the workshop the entire time. They'd used the Faceless's hypnosis techniques on me, having stolen them from Ouroboros. But honestly, it wasn't that bad, considering it was just a dream. Reviving Crow was simply a matter of efficiency. Nothing more. The chief gave me an earful for it, but I knew Crow would be a suitable candidate for the rivalries. That's the only reason I did what I did. It's the same reason I didn't kill Angie. And the same reason I gave the courageous a chance.
Now, there's a good boy.
He has a gentle look to him, just like you. We should be glad he hasn't taken after me. Though I suppose if he had my rugged features, he'd have no end of admirers.
I'm sure. Besides, you resemble your father too, don't you?
Jetzt ergibt das alles Sinn. Jetzt ergibt alles Sinn. Ich dachte gerade kurz, während wir den Flashback zu Dreichels gesehen haben, von den, der sieht irgendwie sehr aus wie Osborne, nur mit einem Vollbart. Also, Osborne wird wahrscheinlich nicht der direkte Sohn von Dreichels sein, aber die Nachkomme von Dreichels, was Reen zum Nachkommen von Dreichels macht, was dann wiederum Sinn ergibt, warum er die Flashback im zweiten Teil zu Dreichels Vergangenheit bekommen hat und er der Ashen Awakener wurde, weil das auch Dreichels Awakener war. Alles ergibt Sinn.
Though I might start to worry if you turn out half as oblivious as him.
How do you mean?
You see? But in a way, that's just what I love about your father. Take care, dear. Best of luck with tomorrow's mission.
I'll be off then. I love you, Kasha. And you as well, Reen.
It's been 180 years since his passing, and only 30 since his soul found its way back to this world.
Ach, Reen ist auch die Inkarnation von... Nee. Osborne ist die Reinkarnation von... Dings hier, Dreichels?
A wonderful wife and a healthy child. It seems there's no need for me to be concerned. But I fear the darkness still hangs over him.
Jetzt ergibt alles auf einmal noch mehr Sinn. Das heißt, er ist wahrscheinlich wirklich Nachkomme, aber gleichzeitig auch die Reinkarnation. Ja, trotzdem glaube ich, dass er auch ein legitimate Nachfahre ist. So, warum sonst sollte Kasha aber warum sonst sollte Kasha erwähnen, dass dass Osborne seinen Vater ähnlich sieht, der dann wiederum, Osborne sieht halt Dreichels ähnlich. Warum sollte der Vater von Osborne so explizit, wir haben ja wieso sollte sonst so explizit und lang über den Vater von Osborne geredet werden, wenn das nicht eine Verbindung wäre zu, so, warum wurden die Kinder von Dreichels erwähnt? So, das wurde halt auch direkt nacheinander. Also für mich, meine Interpretation ist, dass deswegen war auch Lianne gerade da, weil sie auf die Nachfahren von Dreichels natürlich aufpassen will, da sie nicht zusammen mit ihm alt werden konnte. Und dass der Osborne, wie viele Generation ist das? 4. Generation oder 5. Generation Nachkomme von Dreichels ist, was auch Sinn macht, weil die sich unfassbar ähnlich sehen von hinten. Und dass dahingehend allerdings auch, dass er trotzdem auch noch die Reinkarnation von ihm ist, weil er der richtige Osborne, der nicht von diesem Fluch besessen ist, vielleicht der Nachkomme war, der Dreichels am ähnlichsten war vom Charakter. Und dann natürlich, was du im Chat geschrieben hast, wir wissen natürlich, dass Reen das Herz von Osborne hat. Klar. So, und das ergibt, und da Osborne dann bevor er quasi böse wurde, Dreichels so ähnlich war, deswegen hat dann der Fluch, beziehungsweise diese Daten, wie auch immer dann im Endeffekt der Name davon dem Ding sein wird, vielleicht Eldios, wobei es wahrscheinlich eher The Great One, hat dann gedacht, hey, der ist dem so ähnlich, ich übernehme ihn und weil er wollte, dass er Dreichels ihn steuert. Soweit hoffentlich ergibt Sinn, was ich gesagt habe.
Perhaps it's time I reconsider that invitation.
What? Again? Honestly, you and your research projects. Well, whatever it's about this time, I'm sure you'll make it a success. Like always.
Ist das Irina?
Just try and make it back for the weekend, all right? My father would love to spend some time with you. As would Elisa.
I'll see what I can do. I love you, Irina. Oh boy. What in Adios' name am I doing? Spending my days designing weapons instead of spending time with my wife and daughter? Not that these recent headaches are helping, or these sudden drowsy spells. They couldn't find anything wrong with me at the clinic, though. The Panzer Soldat. With any luck, it'll revolutionize the industry as we know it. But will it be good enough for the professor to approve as my final thesis? Wait, my final thesis? Where did that thought even come from? It's almost as though... Am I trying to leave this place?
Yes, you are. Open your eyes, Franz Lumen. I have already claimed the king. All that remains is his steward. Accept your fate.
Mr. Franz Reinfurt? Pardon my intrusion. I am one of the enforcers of Ouroboros, number 9, the Severing Eclipse. I've come to retrieve the research reports, as per your agreement with Professor Novartis. You are Mr. Reinfurt, correct? An affiliate of the 13 factories?
Though that is indeed my name, it is not who I truly am. Franz Reinfurt was nothing more than a temporary alias. It is nothing compared to my true self. A name passed down for centuries from one servant of the Great One to another.
I beg your pardon.
I suppose I should cast my alias aside now. You couldn't have arrived at a better time. I regret to inform you that I will not be relinquishing my research. Try and obtain it by force if you like, but be warned, it won't end well for you.
Looking back, I've experienced more than my fair share of misfortune. My parents were wealthy landowners in the north, but an avalanche claimed them while I was still young. By some stroke of fate, I was taken in by the Baron of Ymir and sent to Thor's military academy.
Moment, was? Hat Cashier nicht gerade noch gesagt, dass er seinem Vater ähnelt? Aber er erzählt ja, dass sein Vater gestorben ist?
As the years went by, my career progressed well, granting me many close friends along the way. And then, well into my 30s, I met her. The woman who would become my wife. Oh, I experienced my fair share of teasing, but in spite of that, our union was blessed. It was around that time, however, that I started hearing the voice.
Osborne, oder nicht? Aber wieso sind seine Eltern tot? Wie kann dann seine Frau seinen Vater kennen, der ihn so ähnlich sieht?
Relinquish it to me. It belongs to me. Your soul, your entire being. Yes. Yes.
Unable to seek anyone's counsel, I tried to seal it deep within my heart. By the time we'd married and our son was born, the voice had faded into only the faintest of thoughts. But no sooner could I breathe a sigh of relief had it returned, at the very worst point of my wretched life.
Thank the goddess. You're okay. Please, Gilead, I beg of you. Save our child.
No! Why? Damn you, Arundel! What did Kasha and my son ever do to you? I'm your enemy! I'm the one you want! Helios, please! Someone answer me! goddess or fiend, I don't care! I'll do anything. Take me instead if you must. Just please, spare our son's life!
Oh, how long I've waited to hear those words. Waited and waited, Dreichels, for 200 long years. This time, you will be my awakener, not the Ashen Knights. Agree, and I will deliver your son from death.
It was you. You're the one who did this. All of it. But I don't care anymore. Take my body, take my soul, do what you will! So long as you save my son, it doesn't matter what happens to me! Ebonite Ishmelga!
Wie weit kann ich zurückgehen? Hier haben wir Dreichels. Dann Kopper Georg und da hier. Ist das ein Continuity- oder Übersetzungsfehler? Oder soll das ein Hinweis? Oder... Es wurde ja auch nie erwähnt, also Osborne ist ja dann in dem Meer groß geworden, zusammen mit dem Baron Schwarze, der dann ja der Vater von Wien wird. Aber er hat ja nie erwähnt, dass sie wirklich, sie sind wie Brüder aufgewachsen, meinte er, aber er hat nie gesagt, dass sein Vater ihn wirklich adoptiert hat und er wirklich sein Vater geworden ist. Und mich würde es wundern, wenn der Vater von Theo Schwarzer Ähnlichkeiten mit Osborne hätte. Raspo, falls du da bist, vielleicht kannst du da meine Gedanken ein bisschen verstehen und organisieren, I guess.
There it is, then. The whole truth.
So the duel the boss died in was rigged from the start.
By Black Alberich. But even he was just a puppet.
George, too. Though his circumstances were a bit different.
Yeah. And what was that thing possessing Elisa's dad anyway?
It looked like he was taken over by another persona. The Chief of the Gnomes.
The being that possessed him has achieved immortality through means different from mine. I suspect it lives on by becoming one with any descendant of the gnomes it deems worthy. Almost akin to a parasite of sorts.
Father.
We also learned the truth about Aryan Road, or Lianne Sandlot as she was once known. She spent 250 years watching over the Empire, as well as the man she loved most.
A saint in the truest sense of the word.
But... that means the guy she spent all that time watching over is...
I admit, I always did have my suspicions. Why, for instance, did Emperor Eugent go to such lengths to support the Chancellor?
You're right. It all makes sense now. His Majesty had the entire truth in his hands this whole time. The Black Records.
He knew that the Lionheart Emperor, founder of Thors, grandfather of the Renaissance and victor in the War of the Lions 250 years back, had been reborn as Gilead Osborne, the Blood and Iron Chancellor.
Yeah.
I never imagined reincarnation would be possible.
Paranormal bullcrap. Except it's for real this time, isn't it?
Of all the things for the visions to show us. Those witless fools! Why didn't Lianne and Dreichels come to me? Did you not say we were friends? Was it all just a lie? No. I am the one at fault. How could I have been so blind for centuries?
Grandmother. Rose.
Roselia, what can you tell us about this Ishmelga?
The Ebon Knight.
All signs point to him being the one behind all this, don't they?
It radiates an aura unlike any other divine knight we've encountered.
I do not know. This particular divine knight has remained mostly hidden for over 1,000 years. It was absent for both the War of the Lions 250 years ago, and the Dark Dragon's appearance 900 years ago. However,
it may have been the one behind them. Or perhaps, the one behind every tragic event in Erebonia's dark history.
No way. Valimar, Ordine, and all the other divine knights we've seen thus far have each had their own conscious mind. What if that mind were to become warped by malice, amassing it as a kind of power?
The Gnomes and the Hexen clan have been at odds from the very start. Even still, we managed to reach a compromise 1,200 years ago. We stood side by side as we sealed off the Great One. We worked arm in arm to help found the Empire. But 800 years ago, after the reclamation of the capital, the Gnomes suddenly broke off all contact with us.
And the one behind all of that was the Ebon Knight. It must have taken over the Gnomes and made them into its followers. Well, that's the nice way of putting it, I guess. In reality, they're nothing more than its brainwashed minions.
And so they got involved with all sorts of shady stuff, including the boss's death, moving their evil plans forward the whole time.
Yeah. Even now. That's the curse that Alberich was talking about.
But what's its end goal? Bringing back the Great One?
Ich sag nur so viel zu deiner Aussage. Ich habe nie gesagt, dass es keine unlogische Stellen in dem Spiel gibt. Ja, aber das ist ja... Also, falls das wirklich einfach ein Fehler ist, der nicht mehr erklärt wird, dann frage ich mich, wie der Fehler passieren kann, weil das ja literally innerhalb von... Wenn du das Spiel proofreadest, dann liegen dazwischen ja keine 2 Minuten zwischen den Sätzen. So, ne? Oder aber da steckt noch irgendwas hinter. Wenn ich jetzt drüber nachdenke, könnte was drüber. Wir haben ja hier... Als sie das anspricht... Wo haben wir es? Hier, er sagt ja, how do you mean? Danach sagt er ja nichts Besonderes mehr. Kann es sein, dass er sich selber wundert, was sie meint? Dass er selber nicht versteht, was sie meint, weil er seinen Vater ja nicht mehr wirklich kennt? Vielleicht werden wir noch in diesem Teil oder in einem anderen Teil erfahren. Mal gucken.
Or is it trying to win the rivalry of the Seven, to become the Great One itself?
Is that what the OZ units were created for? What I was created for? What Milliam gave her life for?
Just the thought of it makes me sick.
We can't let this stand.
Rain?
That thing is the reason for all this suffering. Not only in Erebonia, but in every country surrounding it. Crow, the Lance Maiden, and the Jaeger King were all made into immortals and forced into its game. It took Milliam's life, and the lives of so many others. Major Lecter's father, Major Claire's family, and others still. Innocent people, all made into its victims. Elisa's father, George, my mother, even Chancellor Osborne himself.
Rean, keep it together! At this rate, the curse will take hold of you.
It seems the truth was too much for him to handle.
Damn it! You gotta get it under control.
Calm yourself, my awakener.
Velma!
Velma?